how I scored 95% in my CTFL exam. So this video is going to show you the secret of how I got 95% in my CTFL exam, and I call this method the success method. So if you follow this method, I can tell you with confidence that you will pass as high as this. Firstly, I had no intention of recording how I passed this exam until I posted my result on LinkedIn. I decided to do this because I received over 10 private messages from people requesting for useful information on how to pass this exam. Please note that this method was based on my past study methods and creativity, and of course I used this method to earn my master's degree. And I'm confident that if you follow this method with serious intentionality, you will surely ace the questions and pass well, just like I did. Alright, so I want to show you this. Do you want to score this high? Really? This is my result slip. So if you really want to score this high, then pay real attention and follow everything that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Don't skip any of them and make sure you follow them through. The first step: pass questions attempt without prior reading. Now this is it. If you've been working as a quality assurance analyst, engineer, or whatever your role is, as long as you're working as a quality assurance person before now, then you should understand some basic QA terminologies. But I recommend you make use of the ISTQ Big Straight to be familiar with these terms. So the first thing I did was to get on past questions and try to answer them to know my current state. So you want to do the same as well, so you can know the current state that you are, how much of things you know, and how far you need to go. So I recorded my scores for reference. You also need to do the same, and at least you need a minimum of 26 out of 40 to pass this exam, and that's an equivalent of 65%. So that's the first thing you need to do: getting on past questions and taking it on. So the second thing, which is the second step of this method, is your first reading. That is reading the syllabus for familiarization. Okay, so if you haven't read the syllabus, the CTFL syllabus before, the second step is to read the syllabus for familiarization. And here, what you must do, and exactly what I did, is to try and understand the syllabus structure, right? And the topics that were covered in it. The first reading is not to fully understand all the information that were shared in the syllabus, but to have an idea of what the syllabus covers. So at first, don't try to understand everything. Like you want to really know everything in the syllabus at your first reading. All you need to do is just to be familiar with the syllabus, understand how the syllabus is structured, get to see the topics in the syllabus, just go through and read. That's your first reading. So the third step is attempting more past questions. And this time around, I'm not talking about the ones you attempted in the first instance. Attempt different past questions, like 2 to 3 of them. After you are done with the first reading of the syllabus, right? While reading, break the syllabus down into pages and spread into days. Okay, in 2 weeks, maximum of 2 weeks, it's expected that you should be done reading the syllabus, and that's if you are consistent. And of course, no matter how busy you are, just spread it into days. Attempt more past questions, and of course, by this time, ensure you are noting your area of weakness from the past questions. This is very important for the journey. So as you are taking on the past questions for the second time, that's after your first reading, getting familiar with the syllabus, you need to now start noting the area of weakness. Oh, where am I finding it difficult to understand? So you need to, I'm finding it difficult, I'm still missing. Just keep noting them. It's very important for this preparation. So the fourth step, or the fourth thing you need to do, is to read the syllabus again. That's the second reading. Now this time you are not familiarizing yourself with the syllabus because you already know it. Okay, so in my case, what I did next was to read the second time, but this time it wasn't for familiarization. Like I said, I already understood the exam structure by going through the past questions. So by this time, you should be having some level of confidence in yourself. So read the second time and pay close attention to all the details that are discussed in each topic. Don't rush the reading. Don't try to cover everything quickly. Be slow and steady and ensure you understand all that is being covered. So don't try to want to understand everything at once, but pay serious close attention to all the detail and take them gradually and be steady with it. Don't rush. Understand it very well. After this, then go to the fifth step. In the fifth step, you are taking on past questions again. And this time around, you are taking on new past questions, not any of the ones you have done before. You can take 2 to 3 past questions again. And past questions, really, attempting them will help you to understand the question structure and get so familiar with how they are distributed across topics, how those questions are asked, and you will know what to expect. This time, ensure you note your weaknesses again, just like you did in your second attempt of past questions. So in this third attempt, make sure you note also your area of weakness, and by this time you should be scoring better than what you scored in the first attempt and the second attempt. And if you don't score up to 26 at first attempt or even at second attempt, don't worry, it is still normal, okay? Because you'll be growing to scoring more later. The more you read and get familiar, the more you get better understanding of how these questions are structured. So the more you practice and read, the better you get. So after this third attempt of past questions, then go to the 6 steps. And the 6th step, what you need to do is to compare the first and the second areas of your weaknesses, right? Those weaknesses you identified per topic, okay? Those weaknesses you identified in the second attempt of your past question and the third attempt of your past questions, you now start comparing them to really know your core area of weakness. When I was preparing in my own case for this exam, I compared all the identified weakness, and from the past questions, of course. And if you do this too, it will help you to know which area you really need to give more attention to. And also, I still find some area, of this syllabus a little bit difficult for me at my third attempt, because those areas were the core weakness that I have, right? Like the boundary value analysis, like equivalent partitioning, decision table, and state transition, and even test estimation techniques, their applications. All right, so I gave these ones more attention, and also there are always questions on these topics. These are the test techniques, so you should expect the same. You are going to see questions on this particular section or topic of the syllabus, and they will ask you for the application actually, because it is examinable on a K3 level. Now, the 7th step after comparing these, identifying your core weakness area, and is to do the third reading. So remember the first reading for familiarization. The second reading is paying more attention to the details in the syllabus, while the third reading is for you to focus on your area of weakness. So now the next thing you want to do after knowing your core weakness area is to read again. So this time you are focusing on core weakness, but with focus on areas you've listed out per topic, and pay close attention. In order to be well-rounded for this exam, you need to consult some external resources. Luckily for me, I got some from my mentors. All right. So after doing this, now go to this step 8. This step 8, what you need to do is this method to type or write out the entire syllabus. This method will help you achieve at least 2 things. First, it helps you to retain what you have read. Then the second thing, it helps you to record information you need while writing the exam. Though challenging, but it's worth it. If you do this, it will help you to master everything in the syllabus. It will become easy for you to quote the syllabus by heart literally. This will happen because this method will force you to read with focus. Do this a week to your exam, and I'm sure you will have the confidence to pass your exam. So after this step, the last step that you need to do is attempt all new and previous past questions that you've attempted before. This is the 4th time of attempting past questions. But this time around, you are not only attempting the new ones, you are also attempting again the previous past questions. So now you are attempting the previous past questions to see whether, I can now really ace those ones. Now the new ones, you are testing it to now know your current state. So when you are attempting the new ones, it will give you an idea of your current state, but the old one will really show you that you've grown past that level that you were before. So by this time, you should be eager and confident that you will pass the exam, honestly. Ensure you go over all previous past questions and also the new ones you've not attempted. Attempt both questions from the ISTQB syllabus 3.1 and syllabus 4.0, regardless of the CTFL version you are trying to write the exam. Both are still relevant. Either you are writing for 3.1 or 4.0, make sure you go through both the past questions for each of these versions of the CTFL syllabus. Okay, so that would be all of the steps and what I did. So if you do this, I can assure you that you will pass this exam with ease and with confidence. Now, so what's next? Under the frequently asked questions, I got some questions and I'm going to be answering these questions in upcoming videos. In the next video, I'm going to answer all the questions about how to pass this exam. Like I said, I received some questions, and of course, if you have questions, please drop it in the comment section of this video so that I can answer these questions with the ones I already have in the next video. So some of the questions is, how long should I prepare for the exam? Okay, and is it a must to time myself while doing self-study or self-practice? And also, which of the CTFL exam should I register for, 3.1 or 4.0? Definitely, I'll be answering all these questions in the next video. Don't forget to drop your question if you have any. See you next time. Thanks for watching and kindly subscribe. Thank you.